What's your background? Tell us a bit about yourself.
I'm from Bulgaria. I'm a student here and I came to Newcastle a couple of years ago and I'm in third year now.
Oh, cool. What do you study?
I do psychology and art history. I enjoy it. It's interesting.
Cool.
I chose the combination myself.
Well, combined honors.
Yeah.
So what do you want people to see when you look at your work? Actually, first of all, what kind of art do you do? Like, how would you describe your work?
I do street art. I do these tiny drawings, maybe 5 by 10 centimeters, quite small. And I paste them up with glue to lampposts and stuff like that.
Yeah, I've seen them around.
Yeah, people have started telling me they see them quite a lot.
Yeah.
I've been on quite a few missions.
That's good. So what do you want people to see when they find your art in the street?
I kind of want them to, like, when they notice it, just like make them smile. And I wanted to make the city a nicer, warmer, more colorful place.
Yeah.
I don't have some political agenda or anything like that. It's just for the sake of putting the art out there and making like the public space friendlier. That's what I do it. Yeah, I just want to make them smile, even like through the tiniest thing. I'm all about details.
That's really like different.
Yeah, it's like a tiny detail in the urban space because it's so massive. And you might not even like see that tiny paste up on the lamp if it's like right in front of a 19th century building. Yeah. But if you actually notice it and it makes you smile, then that's what I'm like trying to achieve.
Oh, that's good. How is your personality reflected in your work?
That's a strange question. Not strange in a bad way. Just my flatmate always says that the tiny portraits I make are always like, they represent me in a way. And I kind of disagree because sometimes I will recognize that it's a drawing of another person, of a friend or someone I know. Yeah. But a lot of them, I can tell that they are, they reveal aspects of my own personality in a way. Oh, cool. Some of the drawings, yeah. I can't tell they're exactly self-portraits or anything like that. Just reflected how I felt or like something I like or I'm interested in.
Okay. What are your biggest influences in terms of art and your personality and stuff like that?
I do art history, so I've studied a lot about artists and different artistic movements and stuff like that, and I really enjoy, like even before that, from an early age, I like Picasso and the Cubists in general, like how they represent reality and try to like, in Cubism it's about depicting the object from all sides in a way and like as if it's like sort of unraveling and you can see the back of it on the 2D plane of the canvas. And that's what I liked about them. I also really like surrealists like Salvador Dali and Giorgio de Chirico, and the way they represent dream states and like they're just surreal. I like that. They're just so weird in the way they represent their subconscious, and it's interesting.
What's the difference between doing your art in a studio or in a painting instead of on a sticker? Like why do you prefer to make your drawings on stickers rather and to attach them to certain parts of the city rather than doing it on your own? Like what makes it different?
Well, I have like a great interest in street art, and I came across this quote by a famous street artist, a French guy. He said something like, if I wanted my art to be seen by 10 people or 100 people, I would put it in a gallery or in a museum. If I wanted to see it to be seen by 10,000 people, I would put it in the streets because that's where it will reach the widest audience. And I feel like that's a big thing for me. because it reaches the most people, and I don't have an artist education, so I don't think my art could be at this point in a gallery space. Maybe in the future, like I don't know, sometime in the future, but for now the street is like the best canvas for me in a way.
What are the best and worst things about creating art on the street?
Well, the main one is probably, of the worst ones, is probably the fact that it's illegal. So
Yeah.
I'm always kind of paranoid about me getting stopped by the police or arrested or anything like that.
Yeah.
But to be honest, I don't think they're that serious about it in England, especially about small things like stickers or pay stubs. I don't think they'll do anything that much. Maybe they'll fine you, but still, it's not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
And when it comes to materials and stuff like that, it's quite expensive. Otherwise, like if you actually use spray paint.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I like it. I like that it's out there and you're just giving your art to everyone, for everyone to see.
Yeah.
And comment on if they want, because that's the thing about street art as well. You can just add to a piece or like write something underneath it if you like it, or just like cross over it completely if you don't.
Yeah. How do you overcome creative blocks when you're trying to create something?
To be honest, I'm good for now. I haven't had any yet, and I feel like if I had the time, I would create even more work. I just have to spread it out over, like, balance it with uni work, with my actual job, with everything else in my life. Yeah. I haven't concentrated on that, but for now I have like a lot of ideas, and I've got like this folder on my phone where I store like ideas and photos that could inspire me, or like just could help me present an idea or something like that.
Like
and
a mood board kind of thing.
Yes. And I feel like I could create a lot more if I actually use that. I've got a lot of ideas for now.
Cool, that's good.
But I guess just looking at art could possibly help if I ever am in a creative block. Yeah, that'll be, I feel like that would be helpful.
Good. Yeah, how does it feel to be one of the last remaining female street artists in Newcastle?
Well, I always think that it could change at any moment. I mean, okay, I'm probably one of the few ones now, but then someone else might have an interest and they might start doing something. I don't see it as a bad thing or like a negative side of it. Me being female and me being the only one. It's not discouraging or anything like that. I don't know, more girls should do it. It's great.
So where do you feel street art is going?
I feel like in the past few years it has started developing into a actual accepted artistic movement, and more art historians have started paying attention to it, and they've realized it's got merit and it's got importance into today's culture and in historical terms as well, in our history and in just in general. And I feel like it's gonna continue to develop in the same way, and just maybe at some point people will even legalize it. Imagine that.
That's really
wow,
ambitious.
legalize it, yeah. Legalize street art.
Yeah.
Hopefully. Maybe a lot of things will change if it's legal, so I guess staying illegal would also be a good option, because a lot of things are motivated by the fact that it's illegal. A lot of people are motivated by the fact that it's illegal.
Yeah.
And if they lose that feeling of danger and of having to be quick and
The adrenaline.
yeah. I feel like they'll stop doing it. So maybe it being illegal is not a good idea. But I can definitely see how it's gotten more attention and people have turned their eyes towards it, especially recently. Okay, so that's the first one I ever did. There's another one. It's quite different, but still there's like the one line drawing face, and then I've like added some stuff. I don't know. At first I had no idea what I was doing, and I don't feel like I was doing it with a particular purpose. I just wanted to draw for the sake of drawing. You know, I just like art, so I was like, I'll draw. These are some of the old ones, the ones I produced in the summer. So they are quite similar in a way. I've used just black and white, quite contrasting. I started doing that as well. Draw these lines and fill them up and make them black and white around the face. It made like a nice contrast, and it's when you're outside, I felt like you could see it more easily when there was this contrast of black and white. There's some more. I didn't always follow that specific topic of one line drawing faces. For example, like this one is not one of them, or this one. And yeah, that's like that was in the beginning, and these are some more which are like quite similar to them. And then suddenly I decided I wanted to add color, and I feel like this one was kind of like the last one of this like original first generation of drawings in a way. And then I decided I'll start making them colorful. There's another couple of them. I really like this one, the lines and how they're getting thicker. This is an old one I did back when I was 12 maybe with this one. These two are very old, and I just sort of edited them to like match my theme.
I could tell the Picasso influence here.
Yeah, in this one especially, yeah. And yeah, then I started using color. I really like this one. This is like her boyfriend.
The third eye.
Yeah. There's some black and white ones as well. I didn't completely abandon black and white ones. I feel like at first I used it just as detail, the color like this, and then I started using it more and more maybe. And this one is quite colorful too. And the last three I did, most recent ones, are these three. And I feel like, in a way, I'm going back to the original drawings of faces, but I've also evolved. They're not one-line drawings anymore, but you can still see the black and white borders and stuff. And of course the color, they're very pink, these two, for some reason. And here I've completely abandoned the lines as well. I've just drawn shapes and stuff. This is actually a drawing of my hand. I try to like draw it as much as possible, as accurate as possible. It's kind of like a self-portrait in a way. That's probably the closest I've gotten to a self-portrait, and this one too.
Yeah.
These two I did when I was 12, so maybe 9 years ago. And I edited them to, like, I just drew them on this kind of paper I've been using for my street art, and I added these as well. They're pretty much, I've changed like the patterns here. I've just made it simpler in a way.
Mm-hmm.
And this, like the original drawing was just this bit, and then I added this,
Yeah.
and then when it was like all done, I just sort of transferred it to the paper, and I've still like changed some things, like this is bigger.
Yeah.
This is like actually how I first started making street art and graffiti. I drew this drawing of a reverse watermelon. It's the red on the outside, the green on the inside. And it's very basic, but it just gave me an idea later, and I started making those tags like with markers. This one is like, I'm showing it to you because it's like about my obsession with eyes. A lot of my drawings have like third eyes, and like this guy with the third eye, or this one with the third eye, or this one where it's like represented as a clock and there's still like more than two eyes for some reason. Or I don't know, like this alien with its eye, and yeah, it's a reoccurring theme. I just like eyes.
Okay, so we just finished interviewing my friend O.G.I, who's one of the last few female street artists in the city of Newcastle, and we basically spoke about her art and the street art scene in Newcastle, and what inspired her, and what her unique style is about, and how she does her own street art and why. I hope you enjoyed the video, and thank you for watching.